This is going to be a Desmos activity that we're going to do, and you're going to do all 11 slides, and we're just going to use Geoboards. These are just like boards that we could have physically, but we're going to do them online. So I'm going to skip through. So you're going to go through some of these slides. You can drag this. So they're showing you how to use the Geoboard. They tell you to answer this question, and you're going to keep on going through it. And then you're going to answer this question using the sketch tool. You can use any of these. This is straight lines. It's just free sketch. You can erase, change the color. And you're just going to answer those questions honestly and seeing what you know about these different types of lines. Then we have two diagonal lines here, and they want you to use the sketch tool to illustrate. And as we go through this, we need to find the exact lengths eventually. Okay, so here, when we go back to these diagonal lines, let's say here, it's pretty easy to tell, right? You should just be able to count. But once we get here, we can't just count. So what I would do is I would use a sketch tool. I know that this is 2 lengths long red, right? I don't know how long this one is. So what you can do is you can say, oh, I know from here to here is just 1, a distance of 1, and here to here is a distance of 1, 2. And I would then be able to say, okay, this is 1, this is 2. And I'd be able to use the Pythagorean theorem here to figure out this length, right? So we can't just count, right? We can't just say this is 1 length, because obviously it's not, it's much bigger. So then I would say, okay, 1 squared plus 2 squared, and then equals, this is the hypotenuse, it's across from the right angle, so it equals, that's an equal sign, and it would be equal to c squared. So then we would just add these together. 1 squared is 1, plus 2 squared is 4, so 1 plus 4 is 5. So it's 5 equals c squared, and then to finish it off with the Pythagorean theorem, you'd have to take the square root of 5. So if you just take that in your calculator, the square root of 5, you get about 2.236, right? Which 2.236 is a little bit larger than the length of 2, so this blue line is actually a little bit longer. So you may have been able to guess that just by looking at it, but make sure you get these exact lengths. So as I move on, I'm going to have to create these right triangles and then using the math, right? This is 2 and 2. I'm then using math to figure out the distances. So you can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance of diagonal lengths. You can never count, right? This is not 1, 2. It's not a distance of 2. It's something else. This is not a distance of 1. So make sure you're creating these right angles as you go through here and right triangles to figure out the lengths of each one. I would most likely do the math on a piece of paper and not how I was drawing it on here. It's really hard to write on here. So get through all 11 of these slides. If you have any questions, please let me know. And you can either email me or through Google Classroom, or you can come on the live chats. I do it on Thursdays at 11 to 11:45 or about 12. See ya.